Sound did not come as a single impact. It came as a sequence, a rhythm that could not be ignored. Before daylight even existed, the German line already knew something was wrong, not because a position had been struck, but because the pattern had changed. The fire was not waiting for reaction. It did not pause for correction. It did not fall silent for observation. It moved forward. From the German defender's perspective, this did not resemble the familiar logic of European warfare. The problem was not only volume, but the absence of pause. The artillery did not prepare the ground and then stop. It remained, as if the attack was not a phase, but a permanent condition. That alone caused an immediate collapse in interpretation. German defensive systems depended on rhythm: barrage, advance, stabilization. Here, the rhythm was broken. There was no expected interval to reorganize guns, correct fire, or move reserves. German positions were already in the process of adjustment. Orders existed to shorten the line, reduce exposure, reorganize the salient. It was a rational move within late-war defensive logic. But withdrawal assumes control, and control requires silence at some point. That silence never came. American fire preparation blended with coordinated infantry movement, engineering effort, and tactical air support, not as separate actions but as a single mechanism. To those on the German side, it did not feel like being attacked. It felt like being pushed out of time. Communications failed, not only because of physical cuts, but because messages lost relevance before completion. Orders arrived too late. Batteries attempted to reposition, but saturated terrain and constant pressure turned every movement into risk. War ceased to be a contest of positions and became a contest of operational survival. The psychological impact did not come from a single blow. It came from the growing realization that no moment was safe for reaction. Advancing exposed units, retreating disorganized them. Holding meant gradual encirclement. For the German defender, American artillery was not just firepower, it was compressed time. Every lost minute expanded logistical failure. Ammunition could not keep pace. Guns could not reposition fast enough. Troops in motion became visible and therefore vulnerable. With daylight, a second enemy asserted itself. The air was no longer neutral. American aviation functioned as a direct extension of ground advance. This was not distant strategic bombing. It was continuous interdiction. Roads became hazards. Concentrations were avoided. Simply moving during daylight carried immediate psychological cost. For German command, the battle was not being lost through a classic defeat. It was being lost through accelerated erosion. Every attempt to restore coherence collapsed before it matured. Every response arrived late to a situation that had already transformed. German defensive doctrine still assumed the ability to absorb an initial blow and then stabilize. What emerged instead was something different, an offensive that did not allow stabilization. American progress did not rely on perfection. It relied on continuity. That continuity created a cumulative effect. Even positions not directly destroyed became untenable, not due to lack of courage, but due to lack of operational conditions. Terrain, fire, air, and time worked together. From the German point of view, the enemy was not winning individual battles. It was removing options. And when options disappear, decisions cease to exist. In the end, collapse did not arrive as a dramatic rupture. It arrived as silent acceptance. Lines shortened, positions were abandoned. The salient disappeared not because it was crushed in a single blow, but because it could no longer be held. For those defending, the realization was clear. This was not just about force, it was about method. A method that turned constant pressure into inevitability. And when the fire finally moved beyond the former positions, what had changed in the war became undeniable. Fear did not come from a single weapon. It came from understanding that, against such a system, resistance no longer meant holding. It meant only delaying the outcome.